All right. So I just got off of a call, which lasted a little bit longer than we intended, and it was amazing. A lot of my calls go a little bit over time, and I love how much we learn. That means we've really gotten somewhere, or we're getting somewhere, and we're about to unearth something huge. So today's big whoa moment for me was the fact that singing or speaking and dancing have a lot of similarities. In fact, there's a whole lot more similarities than I ever would have imagined. The last 2 calls I've had have singing or dancing has come up, and I'm working with the voice. I don't know what I'm doing with dancing, or at least I don't think I know. I think I know, like, in my body a whole lot more than my brain does, as evidenced by the other night. But it's like we have 2 sides of the same coin, but we don't know what we're looking at. For example, if I hold this book up, you see a lot of text, right? And you know what you're reading here. If I flip the cover over, you see my favorite book in the world. I read it at least once a year, if not twice, and I relish the opportunity to do so out loud. It's so much fun to read. But someone looking at this cover has no idea what the inside of the book actually looks like. Does it look like this? Does the inside cover have a map in it? Same thing, but it's a little bit different, right? So when you speak, when you dance, there's a lot of opportunities for our brain to just go nuts and go haywire with all these things people could judge me for. People could judge me because I don't have a good grasp of the language, or I don't have a good grasp of the rhythms in a tango. People could judge me because I'm not fluent in the language, or I don't really come across as knowing what I'm saying. I could be a poor leader because I have a poor frame as a dancer. Or maybe I start to initiate motions and then forget what the step is midway through, right? That's really terrifying. And here's the really cool thing. If you just go with it, even with your mistakes, everyone else will go with it. And think about it. As a professional singer, I sing in German, French, Italian. I need to learn Spanish so that I can do some tangos. Because, last night's dancing, I found a new love to include in my life. The tango and all the music that is encompassed with it. And all the modern music, too. Oh my gosh, I went to a modern milonga, and I may never go back to classic, or I'll go back to salsa, but only because everyone in Cleveland dances it. I want to do tango. So, I was going somewhere with that. Right, so I've completely forgotten, and I'm okay with that. How long can I hold this face? Not long enough. That's okay. Oh, going with it. There we go, right? You've endured 5 seconds of awkward. It felt like 5 millennia for me, so don't worry. It was way worse for me than it was for you. I'm not going to edit it out because it happened, and that's legit. So, when singing in a foreign language, especially in America, nobody knows Italian. Nobody knows German. You've got your rare occasional person who's traveling through, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're singing my mother tongue. I can't wait. If I were to start singing right now and flub the words, so long as I kept going and didn't facially show it, most of you would never be the wiser. If you're in Europe, you'd know. Whatever. Too bad for me. I can't fool you. But most people, 99.9% of the audiences that I have available to me in America, nobody would know if I flubbed a word. The director would. My voice teacher would. The scholar would. But then you know what's crazy? If you fake it and get back onto the normal lyrics after a minute, even the people who know you flubbed up, excuse my French, even those people who know that you made a massive error are just going to roll with it. In fact, they'll applaud you all the more because you were on a stage, you made a mistake, and you kept going with it. Guess what? That applies to speaking too. That also applies to dance. For those of you who have danced, you will attest to this. I was leading last night and I kept finding myself apologizing. And every single woman I apologized to, because I stopped mid-step, literally said, every one of them, Oh, honey, don't you worry about that. If you hadn't told me you made a mistake, I would have thought you did it intentionally. What is this? They weren't judging me. They came into that dance with a mindset of wanting me to succeed, because my success in a dance means that they're having fun, and that's the successful part of a dance. My success singing, teachers even, they don't care if you got all the words. They'll talk to you about it in class later so that you get it right, so that poor Mozart doesn't roll over in his grave, or whoever his librettist is. But they want you to enjoy yourself as a singer so that the audience can feel comfortable and enjoy it. There are so many parallels between singing and dancing and speaking and dancing. I can't even begin. But the same thing happens in a team meeting, or in a business presentation, or in a general presentation. People want you to succeed. And if you just keep going, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you have succeeded. You have continued to go. Even if there was an awkward pause for a minute, and it was awkward, I apologize. But at the same time, I got back on track. And it was even better because I had this stupid awkward pause and I didn't stop the video. People, and in fact, go back to that moment when I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it is. Think about the emotions that you had right then, if you can. Did you feel a sudden rush of, oh, he got it! He got it! Yes, what's he got to tell me? Most of you probably did. Some of you probably just said, oh, thank God he's not paused anymore. He figured it out. Either way, that's a positive experience. So I want to offer you this, especially if you're a dancer. If you already like to dance and you're struggling with your voice, apply all of the mental principles that you have learned up until that point to speaking. Every little thing that you've done to help you become confident even when you make a mistake, and just keep going. Apply that to your voice. And vice versa. If you are watching this because you already know how to use your voice and you're just curious as to what I have to say, take that to the dance floor. Take it to the dance floor. Run with it. In fact, if you're afraid to dance, go sign up right now. I can guarantee if you're in a larger city or a bigger town, you can find a tango night. You can find a salsa night. You can find a dance whatever night. And most of the studios in the area will offer super cheap group lessons before the social dance. And most of the people who go to the social dance are going to be open and kind, because every single dancer, every single speaker has screwed up royally in the past. They've all been a beginner. They all walked into a studio knowing that they know diddly squat about singing or dancing or speaking. And they have all struggled through that terribly embarrassing first night of, I can go forward and backwards, I can do a turn, and I can do a 6-count box step. But the 8-count box step, I get stuck on 5, and I always leave the poor woman dangling there with her legs crossed, and I feel like I'm going to drop her. Everyone has been there. So go do it. If you're a dancer and you're struggling with speaking, how do I do that, right? This is cool. Go talk to people. Go talk to people, and every time you feel your brain kicking in to say, I can't do it, they're going to judge me, that's when you most need to say what you have to say. Throw it out there. Pretend that you're confident. Just say it. Just say it. Take a breath, especially if you dance, right? You have to breathe to dance, or else you're going to pass out or get lightheaded. You're not going to be connected with your body to move. You got to connect with your body to speak too. So take a quick breath, or a deep breath, however you want. I really think this. Just say it and see what happens. All right, there we go. That's all. There's probably going to be more parallels with dancing and speaking and singing as we go forward, and I'm so thrilled with that. I am so excited to have found this extra aspect in my life that I didn't even know was missing. And now I can't get rid of it. I'm so thrilled. All right, have a wonderful day or night. Take care. Bye.